like we're on.
What does that first screen that we have, what does that do? That was the YouTube thing? Yeah.
I think you just have to pull up the YouTube screen.
And then do that OBS.
And do that OBS.
Luckily, they didn't know what to do with each other.
YouTube, you don't like stream within YouTube. The OBS studio is what it'll link right to YouTube if YouTube's open.
Okay, and YouTube's just broadcasting so the OBS is doing the recording and everything? Okay.
At least that's how I take it. I'm no expert, that's for sure.
So Gene, can you hear us?
I can. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to put this up a little bit more.
Yeah, the shed. I'm gonna thermostat. It'll take a little while for it. I never can find a.
Once that heat exchanger cools down, then it'll shut off. Yeah. Find it on your phone?
I found it.
Get volume also?
I heard it, yep. It's just like a 10-second delay, but.
Yeah. Audio is on. Okay. Gene's on my phone, 300. Okay, 305 people watching. 305,000.
What is for chips? What's for chips?
Chips money?
A record. Chips. Yeah. Not even close. It'll be like if it was like 3.
Yeah.
Gene, are you there?
I am.
Okay. I'd like to call the town board meeting to order for the town of Alexandria on March 28, 2022. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. No motion to pay bills and no motion to approve town board minutes. We don't have any of that. We don't have anybody here for privilege of the floor. Nicole was looking up some information for me. Was it 305? Or was it 205?
305, and you guys added 100 to make it 405 for the
Okay, I knew we added 100. Okay. So 305 was the CHIPS line.
That's what's coming in.
Yep, okay. Thanks, Nicole.
You're welcome.
Consultant contract. I sat with Dale Ramo today. We went over it. He has 3 things he'd like to correct on it, and they basically are the terms of the contract. The contract that we have says 1 year. Dale would like the contract for the assessor part of it to go to the end of Shookie's appointment, which is 2025. I don't think that is an issue. And the 2 other things that were very small in there, and I wrote down Dale's corrections or what he wanted to have changed, and I mailed it to our lawyer this morning, so that we should hear back and be able to know what we're doing by the next meeting. Okay.
These 2 little things, you don't remember what they were?
I can go in the office and do them.
I was just gonna get over.
One was, it said that you could end the agreement at any time, and he would like us to put in there that the assessor agreement is according to the term. Okay, so that's number 2. And number 3, I'll go look in my office.
Oh, well, that was just.
This is saying the assessor part can't be terminated.
Well, Shookie's appointment is a 6-year appointment.
Yeah.
And it's up in 2025.
Right.
So Dale would like to fill Shookie's shoes.
Under the same terms and conditions?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just wanting clarity. Okay.
Yeah. So everybody okay with that?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm fine at that point.
we were okay with.
I'm good with that, but does it mean that we have to keep him on as a consultant for everything else that he does, or is that still at our own?
The agreement pertains to that, and with 30 days notice, we can terminate him as a consultant.
Okay, so it's just basically addressing the assessor's position.
Yes, he wrote a stipulation in there to exclude the assessor from the 30-day deal, and wanted it to go to the 2025 October 1st.
Yep.
How is his pay determined for the assessor part?
The other part, he was getting paid $30 an hour, and we had discussed $30 an hour for the assessor part.
Okay.
How's going hourly rate match up with an annual salary?
Well, that would be 60,000 if it was annual salary, a little over 60,000.
And what is
But-
Shuki getting?
Less than that.
Not by a lot.
Not by a lot, but it's a
Yeah.
little bit less than that.
56 or
But
58.
I don't foresee Dale doing
I can't.
2,080 hours a year.
Exactly, that's
Right.
what I was just gonna
So
say.
it probably isn't a bad shake at this.
Right.
It seems fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. And actually, we should ask Dale for an estimate of what he thinks it will be.
Right, budget-wise,
Yeah.
for no other reason. And now that too is, it wouldn't make sense to pay him more than Shuki.
No, and I don't think, as Sean said, with everything else that Dale has going on,
Oh, I know Dale, I know he wouldn't abuse it, but.
there's no way, I don't think he's gonna come close to 2,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other question would be, is that as a consultant or as an employee?
Sorry?
As a consultant or as an employee, the
As a
30
consultant.
Consultant.
Because it's contract labor.
Okay, well, there's no FICA and so,
Nope.
you know,
No.
no Medicare.
Well, hang on, let's back up a little bit on that. Isn't like being an assessor like an official title, like town clerk, something like
Well,
that?
town clerk's elected.
I know, I
Assessor's
realize that, but I'm
appointed.
just saying, isn't it like there's something about the law or something like that on that?
I don't know.
Something about what,
For
hour?
being a town assessor, isn't there something legal involved in that? The fact that he's got a term would lead me to believe that there's something more than a typical employee.
I don't know.
He's been an assessor for quite a while.
Well, no, I'm not saying
But
him.
I'm just saying, I could call him on the phone and he can probably answer our questions.
Yeah, well, Silver's gonna have the real answer, because whether we can pay him as a consultant, which would be a flat $30 an hour, which is gonna be substantially less than $30 an hour if he was an employee.
I see Dale works as an assessor for some of these other towns. So,
Yeah, give him a quick call. 'Cause what I'm wondering, as far as like New York State retirement,
yeah,
workman's comp,
None of that should apply.
No,
not if it's,
well, he's already drawing, so, instead of the state retirement system, so he really,
he's retired?
yeah.
Okay.
So he can't, the town doesn't have to pay in for him.
but he could.
At all, it's just, he's just getting money, that's it.
Right, but I guess to answer your first question, if this is a contract situation at $30 an hour, straight $30 an hour,
It's less money.
it's gonna be substantially less than Chucky.
Hey Dale, I got you on speakerphone and we're at a board meeting, so you're on the air here. We're just questioning as far as pay, the agreement we have with you for pay. When you do the assessor work for other towns, do you do it as contract labor or are you on the payroll?
Contract labor. The only one I'm on payroll for is Orleans.
Okay, so we can do it by contract labor, correct?
Yes, correct.
But,
Okay.
is there like an official, assessor, is that some kind of legal official? I mean, there's obviously a term involved in this. How does that work?
The thing with it is you just had to, notify the state of New York that you have appointed me as your appointed sole assessor. Everything else is determined by you folks, pay and everything else.
Okay, so there is something.
So you just gotta let the state know.
All right.
Okay,
Good.
I think,
The state will authorize you. I'm dealing with two situations. One, I just got out of, they hired a qualified assessor. The other one, they're in the process of training an assessor. So there, they can only appoint that assessor as an acting assessor until they're qualified. Obviously, the other one was qualified, so that town appointed them as a qualified, or as the sole appointed assessor.
okay. I think that answers our questions then.
Okay, any more, give me a call.
Okay, thanks Dale. Yep.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
I just thought there was something more.
Yep.
That's all.
So, which I just wrote down that we're gonna need to officially appoint him as the assessor.
When?
Can we do it tonight?
I'm just wondering, as far as, you said,
Is that gonna affect Shooky?
yeah, when is Shooky officially?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we didn't do it, because Shookie's
Yeah.
retiring on the last day of June.
So we can't,
That's why we didn't do
So you
it.
have to appoint him as the acting assessor, not the official
I
assessor.
guess we gotta ask our lawyer that.
until,
That's a good question.
I think you'll appoint him as the acting
Yeah.
assessor.
Until.
That, until,
And then he's the sole.
and then
is
he
that
will
what
be
you
the
said?
sole
Yeah.
assessor after.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
appoint as acting, I'm gonna write that down for Andy Silver. So the third thing that I sent is that this agreement says the town's obligation to make payment to the consultant shall be limited to funds appropriated and made available for each purpose. The consultant shall work no less than blank hours per month and no more than blank hours per month. He put, they'd like to change that to the hours necessary to complete the assigned task.
I think that's
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
That was the third.
I like that.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, we feel he's a professional, and I agree, I'm comfortable with that.
Yep.
Cause I'm pretty certain we are due for a revow,
Oh, we are.
so that's gonna take
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, and they're all aware of that. We're doing it for a revale because we got a notice from whatever this board is that our, what's the rate called, equalization rate.
Great, yeah.
Is in the 80s or maybe even 70s.
I think with the
83%.
I think with the points you're allowed to add to it, we're at 83.
It's not,
Cause we're really at about 78 or 79.
That's
right.
And you're allowed to add 4 points.
that's right.
Okay.
But we are,
That's dropped 10 in the last,
Well,
not very long time,
Right,
5
right.
years maybe.
Well, look what's been going on for
Yeah.
sales.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
You know,
That's it.
I mean, there was
Yeah.
just a couple that just went through, and, I mean, he had certain houses assessed for certain numbers, and then they sell them for a whole bunch more.
And the people that get hurt the most are the people whose homes are truly staying level in value, because that rate is pushing their value up as far as the county's concerned, as far as the school district's concerned. That's all getting jacked up.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that's where we are on the consultant, deal. We'll go to number 2, and I've got a couple papers in front of you, and one says new and one says old.
Yep.
And the old one is what we did last time, and the new one is the recalibrated, number that Jesse and Nicole and George Schaefer have gone over, and record of activities results in 2.16.
Wasn't that what it was before?
It's almost exactly what it was.
I
It
don't
may
know.
be exactly
I don't know,
what it
but this is what she wants us to.
Okay.
They need us to pass a resolution to accept this standard workday, 6 days at 2.16.
I'll make that motion.
For Town Justice George Schaefer III. A motion made by Ron,
That's what I was thinking of.
second by Mike. Any discussion?
No.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, none. Discussion and action on the excavator purchase. Do we wanna talk about this again or get into it? One thing that everybody has in front of them is they have a, equipment finance lease agreement to lease it for 5 years. And I think, what did we figure out, Sean, for the interest was on that? Well, it's a 3.21% interest.
Mhm.
The lease per year would be $27,703, versus paying $126,115. And this pricing that we have in front of us, the purchase price, is a state contract item.
One thing I'd like to make is, I think we need to recognize the fact that we have the ability to buy an excavator as a town, as far as financially. And with that, if we decide to, we're not making 3.21% on our money. So if we use some of our, fund balance that's getting 0.0 whatever, of a less than a percent, that would be the way to go. But I have a whole other feeling as far as the concept itself.
Yep.
So the question I've got is, so if it's a state bid, it does not require 3 prices. Is that
It's already
correct?
been theoretically done.
Done, okay, in order to achieve that. is this a piece of equipment that is sitting ready to be taken delivery from? So there's no lag time as far as, cause somebody said something about 8 months at our last meeting.
I think they're for different pieces of equipment.
I thought this was the one that he said was 8 months out.
That's what I
When
thought
I
too.
spoke with him.
Yeah,
I think the state bid cat is about 4 months out right now.
4 months out.
Yeah, maybe,
That was the reason he was looking at the Cobolec, because it is available right now,
I mean, that Cabelco's got a better rate
Cabelco.
and a better payment.
but
rate and
it's
what?
not a state bid though, right?
It's not state bid, so he would just have to go get it rebid, but
Well, is that, you already have some quotes, right?
What?
not on the same exact machine,
Oh,
not apples to apples.
which is what would have to,
yep, okay.
but the total payment for the year on the brand new Cabelco would be $25,543.25. I mean, it's I don't know, it's not a huge
Yeah,
difference, but.
the Caterpillar that we have the paperwork in front of us, that's on state bid, correct?
That's,
Yes,
that's what
It is, you said?
yes.
Is it available right now?
No, I believe the Caterpillar is about 4 months out right
And
now.
what one,
So Brent's talking to you and Mike right now,
yeah.
Gene, just so you know.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
go ahead. Yeah. Okay. Hold on a minute. I'm sorry, can you start over on that deal with the Cabelco? Wait a minute here.
I can't take a long time, guys.
Go ahead, real quick. Yep.
Alright, the Cabelco is in Syracuse. We've looked at two others, I have prices on a Komatsu and a Hatchet Tucci or something like that. We've looked at both of them. We feel the Cabelco is best fitting for us. It's available, we don't have to wait a long time. I mean, that's just where we stand. And I've talked to Mr. Elk, and he relayed the message to me that, you know, some of these cats, they are having troubles with them. And I think you'll find Billy Bach is probably going with Cabelcos.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's all we need to know, is you've got prices on the Cabelco or the different ones around the same size, and it is available,
It is available, it's in Syracuse, Joe Natale. You can talk to him if you would like, I can forward you his phone number. He's been in contact with us right along in the last couple of years through this whole thing.
okay. I think that's all we need to know, Mike. Sorry to bother you, okay.
That's okay, thanks guys.
Yep, bye-bye.
Bye.
That's,
So I still don't understand, I guess. This last one, however you pronounce it, is not state bid.
the Cabelco?
Right, it's available, but not state bid. The cat is state bid, but he feels it's not superior to the other one. Or, first I mean, cat, I'm surprised to hear that, because cat, I always thought was a
Yeah.
top of the line piece of equipment.
There's a Cat 308 down in the village, right down where the school park is right now, that I looked at yesterday, just because I always drive around looking, and I saw that must be something that the village has rented for the work, or maybe there's a contractor in there.
Probably the contractor.
Might be a contractor in there doing that work. Yeah.
But when the state bid, they don't just like look at one particular manufacturer. They spec them out for various sizes, and all the companies that are interested in submitting bids do that, and then they compare them, and the lowest responsible bidder becomes the state contract price.
Yep.
So they all in theory, are, let's say like in this particular case with this Caterpillar, they looked at a whole bunch of them that size.
Yep, yep.
They do the same thing with trucks, every other,
Yep.
dozens of
They do
things.
the same thing with blacktop. They do the same thing with blacktop.
Oh, yeah,
Everything.
but they say it's OGS, Office of General Services, and anything the state buys.
Well,
So the Cabelcos that they want, that's available, is $2,000 less
$2,000 less
a year.
a year.
And is the overall price less than the state bid?
Yes.
Yes. We might have to fulfill, if we were to go with that, we might have to make sure we're fulfilling the town's procurement policy on the 3 bids.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think we are right now.
I don't think we are either. We ran into this situation when we were buying used trucks for some of our personnel about 5-6 years ago that I remember. And it got a little bit sticky because in the documents of what you specify, you eliminate certain things, so that gets a little bit sticky when you start buying used stuff or stuff that's different.
Yep, understand.
Do we have a budgeted amount for the rental this year? I don't know what the actual number is.
I don't think we budgeted rent, it's just,
It's wrapped.
it's just DB.
It's wrapped up into
Yeah.
the.
Yeah. I mean, he did tell us, X amount of months ago, and I say tell us, he told me, and he told Nicole and I, that he was planning he was scheduling a 4-month rental, a 3 or 4 month rental. And one of the things that goes on when he does that is that some of that rental is for work we do on county roads. And I believe we're gonna be doing this road right here this year, and the pipes and the replacement and all that, as we did what road last year that was a county road? We did one last
Number
year.
6 road, correct?
Which one?
Was it number 6?
I thought that was a town road. No, they took the machine over to,
2 or 3.
yeah, to 2, I think,
Okay.
County Route 2. And did a bunch of pipes on that road. They did that other end of County Route 2 that was done the first year. So they did from like Joey Burrows towards 81. Yeah. And that was, the county paid for about a month's rental of that machine. So I don't have any.
So, I think with the finance option, right, one of the concerns was budgeting. We budgeted for this amount of money in a rental.
Not really.
Well, you did, right?
Not
'Cause
really.
that-
the budget
that's
is
what
up there.
was, that's what was said.
What did we budget, 20 grand, 25 grand?
I don't have it in front of me, I think it's just part of the budget, I think it's wrapped into other things.
Well, you would have
Right.
factored
There
that
isn't a
in.
line number that
Yeah.
says rental, I don't
Yes.
believe there's
Yeah.
anything like
No,
that.
no,
No.
No, it's lumped in, like you said.
I know, but during the discussion,
that's what was
Right, yeah,
factored.
but it's
that
lumped
was-
into other
Yes.
things,
yeah,
I don't recall a specific number.
Okay,
I
so,
don't know.
one of the concerns, I think, originally was budgeting, 4 months of rental versus $125,000 or 120, whatever the machine cost in total, right? We discussed this last time. That was gonna happen irregardless, a rental was gonna happen.
yes.
A purchase is in front of us at roughly the same cost, I think we could agree on that. You know,
Yep. Yep.
and
Yep.
Yep. Any other discussion?
Well, can we, I guess, if we're going to have a motion to purchase something, is it something that we can actually buy, because hasn't gone through the procurement process.
No, I think that would be the next step.
Right.
I don't think that, I mean, when we make a motion to buy something, we wanna make sure that we've met our procurement requirements.
Right, we
And
went
I
into
can't
that,
say right now that we have.
right, we kinda get into that in depth last meeting, and it sounded.
How about you, Gene? Do you know any different than I do when it comes to the item that is not state bid?
All I know is what you have sent me right now. I believe Mike has some other prices there. I don't know if they're the same exact machine as the Cabelco or not.
No, he just said they were similar but different.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was,
I would be more than happy when I get home to go over and sit down with Mike and make sure we get all of that done. But
Yeah.
I can't do anything from where I'm at right now.
No, and the other thing is I can just get a hold of Mike tomorrow and ask him to make sure that he gets us all the necessary paperwork, so we've got apples to apples in front of us, and so that we meet our procurement policy requirements. And then we would adjourn this meeting and schedule this meeting for either Friday, if you're available, or next Monday. Maybe next Monday.
I will be good on Friday or next Monday, either one.
Monday would be better for me.
What's that?
Monday would be better for me.
Okay. Anybody else have any input into it?
Like I said, procurement wise,
What's that?
procurement wise, the only thing we could either, like today, would be the cat.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
that's okay.
Yeah, and
Anything else?
the problem with the CAD is we're gonna spend $25,000
I understand, I'm just saying procurement. I'm not
running one
talking
this year.
about- I understand, I'm talking about this, when we're talking about the procurement aspect of this. This is the only thing we can really talk about is this. The other stuff, can be all the, there can be, apples with apples.
Yep.
Because it doesn't make any sense to buy something that we gotta wait 5 or 6,
No, and I guess.
take delivery
if
after the
let me, I'll
construction
throw my
season.
2 cents in.
Yeah,
The Cabelco is a much better machine right now, period.
better than a cat?
Yes,
Okay.
So there's a second Cabelco in this
personal
paperwork.
opinion.
There's two, well, one of them's, used over
One of them's
285
used.
hours,
Yeah.
and the other appears to be new.
And I think the one with the 285 hours, if I'm not mistaken, is almost the identical machine as to the newer one with less hours on it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same model.
Yeah.
Okay, is everybody,
One's a 2020 and the other 2021,
Yeah.
that's the only difference,
One's got
right?
285 hours,
That's what I'm
one's
just saying,
got
that's the only difference,
Yeah, that's it,
basically,
yeah.
is one is a year older.
So he's
is
pretty-
everybody okay with us, when we come out of this meeting, we do have another item or so on the agenda. We come out of this meeting, we adjourn this meeting to next Monday at the same time at 4 o'clock. And we,
Hang on here, make sure.
You got 6 Saturdays and a Sunday, Mike.
Yeah, thank you. I say that a lot. I say that a lot. 6 Saturdays and a Sunday. Okay, now I have April 4th, then we're talking about April 4th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know,
okay
but
with
no,
you?
you're right. And one day you'll be able to say that.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Well,
I'm envious, don't take it.
Well, we could have a big conversation on retirement, it's not what you, not what you think it is.
Okay, 4 o'clock?
Yeah.
4 o'clock, Ronnie, you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, Gene, 4 o'clock next Monday, April 4th?
Good with it, good with that.
Okay. And we'll do that at the end of our meeting. We're gonna move on to the next item unless, does anybody have anything more to say about the excavator?
No.
So we're gonna get a bunch of quotes for the same machine, or same kind of machine?
Yes.
Okay, that's what we need, so you need,
2 more.
Mike needs to do that.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm just thinking, so,
No.
right?
Do these not service 2 of them?
Right, yes, no,
So we
I
probably
agree,
need
I
one
agree.
more?
Yeah, yes.
That's right,
Oh.
so that's,
Yeah.
which
Okay.
So he
is
has to give
Caterpillar's
one
the same
more bid
Yeah, so
comparable to
one.
those 2 machines,